Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's introduce a group I with the title presentation, The Impact of Pesticides on Environment. Here I am, Dewi, Atika, Suri. I will explain a little about that. Definition, categories, and factor of pesticides on the environment. Definition: the results of using chemical compounds which are generally toxic to eradicate pests in environmental plants. Then, categories. Distribution in the air. The pesticides applied to plants can evaporate and get blown away by the wind. The mechanism is the pesticides are suspended in the air as a particle which is carried by the wind and contaminated. And then distribution in the water. The pesticides are intentionally spilled into the water. And then distribution in the soil. The pesticides are sprayed on plants where the soil is the main medium for growing it. And then factor. The main thing is farmer level knowledge using pesticides, seen the use banned pesticides and overdose use.
Okay, on this slide, I will explain some of the negative impacts of using pesticide on environmental. Abuse or excessive use of pesticide can have an impact on environmental pollution, both soil and water. In agriculture, pesticide abuse also has many negative impacts, including 1. The accumulation of pesticide residues cause pollution of agricultural land. The compound formula containing pesticide is also a pollutant or even poison for the safety environmental ecosystem. 2. Cause the land to become infertile. The use of pesticide can also kill soil fauna, so that can reducing soil fertility. 3. Continuous use of pesticide fertilizer can cause the soil to become more acidic. This is because the toxic chemical compound will be absorbed by soil, which will damage the microorganisms in the soil. Then, the fourth, the use of pesticide can have an impact on the destruction of biodiversity in rivers and waterways. Pesticide contamination has a major impact on dragonflies, which are an indicator of water quality. And the last 5, pesticide can pollute the air. Pesticide can be suspended in the air as particulate dust area, carried by the wind to area others, then the target contaminate them. Okay, those are some examples of the negative impacts of abuse or excessive use of pesticide on environmental. Next, on the next slide, my friend Evi Listiyarini will explain an example cases of the impact of using pesticide on the environmental.
Hello, my name is Evi. I will presentation about cases of the impact pesticide on environment. Based on several scientific articles, I found many cases about impact of pesticide. The first cases is contamination of the aquatic environment. The widespread use of systemic neonicotinoid insecticide in agriculture result can contamination of the salt and can transfer of residues to the aquatic environment. The high toxicity about pesticide to aquatic insect and other arthropods have been recognized, but there are little awareness of the impact these chemicals have on aquatic environment and the ecosystem. Impact on population and communities aquatic is a reduced abundance in aquatic insect. The second case is new pesticide affect bumblebees reproduction. The new types of pesticide is sulfosiminase or sulfosaphir and now being adopted worldwide as a replacement for compounds known to harm pollinator, then have diminished queen bumblebees reproductive capacity. In fact, sulfosaphir or sulfosiminase toxicity cause developing larvae stop. And next, the last cases is the impact pesticide is happening in North Carolina. In Carolina, pesticide impact in groundwater. 26 of 97 wells in North Carolina identifying contamination of atrazine and simazine. Atrazine and simazine is a type of pesticide in North Carolina.
Hello, my name is Nur Haidatun Nisa. I will present about prevention. A. Pesticide management. Some management to prevent contamination by pesticide are storage and disposal of waste pesticide. B. Control of pesticide use. The International Pesticide Commission holds a convention Rotterdam 1999. 72 countries have signed an agreement to control the distribution and trade of its pesticide, the lives of living things. C. Safe use of pesticide. Planning for this of pesticide must to be done to minimize the possibility of human and the environment being polluted pesticides that are poisonous and resistant in nature. D. Back to nature agriculture system. System in this concept develop agriculture system do not use pesticide.
Handling problem. Number 1 is possible strategies which could be adapted include prevention of update. This first method of handling means we must always be updated on development and pesticide production because each type of pesticide must have different method of handling according to its composition. Number 2 is improvement of knowledge of health workers on safety measures in handling pesticide. Besides that, we must also be able to guarantee of health of workers. If the farmer is healthy, the plant will be healthy too. The health and safety of workers' care can be important points and must be considered. And number 3, steps need to be taken to reduce the use of pesticides in the country. Okay, the conclusion of our material in today is there are 3 categories of pesticide distribution, namely soil, air, and water. There are several factors
that cause pesticides to interfere with the environment and have a serious impact on the environment. We can use pesticides, but we also have to know how to use them and not overdo it. Thank you guys. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.